The United Kingdom's Ministry of Defense latest intelligence update on Ukraine, July 31, 2023. The Russian government continues to modify laws to expand the pool of men eligible for military conscription, reflecting strains on Russia's military manpower. In mid-July 2023, Russia's State Duma raised the maximum conscription age from 27 to 30, while keeping the minimum age at 18. Although conscripts are not currently being deployed in Ukraine, additional draftees free up professional soldiers and mobilized reservists for combat duties. On July 24, President Putin signed legislation gradually raising the upper age limit for reservist call-ups. Senior officers can now be mobilized up to age 70. Reservists were a major component of Russia's 2022 partial mobilization and could quickly boost the number of available fighters. The increased chances of forced conscription, drone attacks reaching Moscow, extensive domestic repression, and recent public dissent like the Wagner mutiny highlight the Russian state's failure to shield its population from the war's impacts. Taken together, these factors demonstrate the scale of Russia's military manpower challenges and the political risks from ongoing heavy casualties. The Institute for the Study of War Russian Offensive Campaign Assessment. The Wagner Group appears to be taking over from the Russian military as the key training partner for Belarusian forces. On July 30th, the Belarusian Ministry of Defense announced that Wagner personnel had conducted company-level exercises with unspecified units from multiple Belarusian mechanized brigades. The training focused on dismounted infantry tactics like maintaining concealment from enemy drones and coordinating between companies, platoons, and squads. It also featured Belarusian infantry conducting mock assaults with armor and artillery support. Wagner assuming a lead role in basic Belarusian tactical training is significant. Such company-level drills are normally run by Russian instructors, while Russia's military oversees broader Belarusian exercises. Wagner has not yet been observed participating in higher-level Belarusian maneuvers. This builds on previous Wagner training with Belarusian airborne troops that typically drill with Russia's 76th Airborne Division. It likely shows Wagner attempting to displace established Russian-Belarusian military partnerships. Going forward, the Institute will monitor whether Wagner displaces Russia's forces in planning and conducting larger-scale Belarusian exercises. The Institute for the Study of War key takeaways today. The Wagner Group private military company has likely recruited additional fighters after founder Yevgeny Prigozhin's failed uprising last week. However, Prigozhin has ordered remaining Wagner forces to gather in Belarus by August 5 for unknown reasons. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu stated Russia has sufficient military production and reserves to sustain the war effort long-term. His comments seemed aimed at reassuring the public amid recent battlefield setbacks. Satellite imagery confirms damage to the strategic Chonhar Bridge in occupied Kherson after a Ukrainian strike on July 29. The bridge is a key Russian ground line of communication across the Dnieper River. Its disruption could hinder Moscow's ability to supply its forces in southern Ukraine. Kremlin Children's Rights Commissioner Maria Lvova-Belova stated Russia has transferred 4.8 million Ukrainians, including over 700,000 children, to Russia since the war began. This likely violates the Fourth Geneva Convention on Civilian Protections. Ukrainian forces conducted counteroffensive operations on at least 3 sectors of the front on July 31, keeping pressure on Russian lines. Iran and Belarus are increasing bilateral cooperation as they both provide support for Russia's war in Ukraine. Ukrainian Presidential Chief of Staff Andriy Yermak said Kyiv and Washington will begin consultations in early August on potential security guarantees for Ukraine. Russian forces conducted offensive operations along the Svatov-Kremina and Avdiivka-Donetsk city lines in the Donbass, claiming gains in Luhansk Oblast. Ukraine continued its counteroffensive near Bakhmut and Donetsk, seeking to disrupt Russian lines. Ukrainian counteroffensives also continued in western Donetsk and Zaporizhia oblasts, while Russia mounted limited counterattacks there. Putin ratified a law increasing penalties for conscripts dodging military summons, as Russia seeks to expand its manpower.